What's up, guys? APTV correspondent Stevie James here in Cleveland at the Agora. It's a beautiful day here in Cleveland. I'm joined by Frankie and Josh from Emmure. What's up, guys? How we doing?
Hi.
Makes you feel bad.
So I know I just woke you guys up. Hope you're ready for some interview action.
Yeah, sure.
So you guys just dropped a new single recently. Super heavy, super awesome. One thing I wanted to touch on with it is in the song you reference being the Antichrist. In the music video itself, you're in what appears to be like a church. Can you kind of dive into what you mean by when you say you're the Antichrist and what kind of inspired the message behind that song?
Well, a lot of Emmure songs have like double or triple meanings. So pretty much Flag of the Beast in itself, the title derives from kind of what I pieced from the internet, the way people describe me. I'm this, I'm that, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a bad person, and all this stuff.
Sure.
And but also, I refuse to be like the sheep. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to be part of the flock. I've always been the kind of person that always goes against the grain. Satan, Antichrist, is kind of like the archetype of that. Of the person who
went against the grain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm kind of using that as a metaphor to kind of explain how I feel about myself or how I feel people have portrayed me.
Gotcha. So it's less of like underlying religious meaning. It's more just a metaphor to kind of describe what's been going on with you.
Yeah, I have no deep religious stances on anything. I just I use language and philosophies as a tool to kind of do my craft and do my thing.
Sure. So some of the music we've heard already, there was a lot of talk of what was the new Emmure going to sound like, obviously with the new lineup and all that stuff. Based on the stuff we're going straight pop country, right?
Sound like country. Do I have to?
A little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
You give me this thing, I'm gonna start rapping. And you don't want that. I don't know. It'll be like a mirror, basically. I'm gonna try to keep it sounding like the band has always sounded as much as possible. I didn't want to become part of it and change it. That doesn't make any sense. So, just trying to do my best to keep that on, keep it on that track, and just, I might introduce things.
Sure.
But it won't be anything like super left field, I don't think.
Yeah, that kind of leads to my next question perfectly. So I was kind of wondering, obviously you want to keep the Emmure sound for what it is. You don't want to make it a whole new band or anything like that. So as from a writing's perspective, including you as well, what's kind of the challenge behind, it's a new record, you want to kind of push the envelope, but at the same time, again, you don't want to change the sound of the band. So how do you kind of walk that line? Is it a group effort, or how does that all kind of come together?
I don't really even feel like we had to really walk a line. It was kind of like, we're not so different anyways, so it was kind of like just being on the same page with where we were trying to take it, like being able to explore different writing styles, like how you have like a very typical song structure where you have like say intro, verse, pre-chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, something like that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Okay.
Like we're definitely gonna definitely go way out of the envelope with it, and just see what kind of interesting stuff we can do with it.
Okay, so there's no rules.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Can you take this away from me, please?
Just getting warmed up, man. We're off to a good start. That's excellent. So you guys are on the road now. What's kind of been the dynamic like with the new lineup? You guys get along good? Is this something that you think is gonna really last moving into the future?
Yeah, we all really get along, and we all enjoy each other's company, and we love playing together. So like the vibe, pretty much day in, day out, is really good, and that's the best thing you could ask for, is for everyone to be on the same kilt and have the same attitude and just be excited about everything that's happening. So yeah, we all value each other immensely. Yeah.
Excellent. So what kind of made you, obviously being kind of a prominent band, you could have chosen from a lot of different musicians to kind of get this thing going again. You've probably answered this a million times, but just kind of briefly rehash for me, what made this group of guys be the guys that you wanted to roll with and make a new record and hit the road together?
Well, the truth of the matter is that I've been a friend and fan of Josh for a really long time, for like almost a decade. So we had always talked a little bit about like, oh, it'd be cool if we had a project, blah, blah, but we have our own schedules, our lives and everything. So obviously a door closed in my life, and at the same time one kind of opened. So it's like once that door opened, I was like, obviously he's the first phone call I was gonna make. So yeah, it all just kind of came together that way. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It just so happens that things aligned correctly, and here we are.
Kind of a natural, just progression.
Yeah.
What was it from your perspective when he reached out to you? Like, yo, what was your initial reaction and response?
Definitely like the same thing that he's saying. It was kind of like, I remember when he first hit me up, I said, "Are you serious?" Because it was like, we kind of talked about it like years ago.
Yeah.
It was the last time we really talked about it, but when he hit me up about it, I was kind of like, "You being serious right now?"
You pull my leg.
It would
because I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it would be sick to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, I guess immediately when he brought it up, it was kind of like, man, just gears start turning, and it's like, what we could do with this?
got these ideas.
It was simple.
So it was just as smooth and natural for you.
Absolutely. It was super easy.
That's awesome. Very awesome. So kind of gearing back towards the new album and everything, lyrically especially, you kind of touched on already with the Antichrist theme. Is the new record going to primarily kind of be like you looking inward at yourself, or more you looking outward at the world? Is it dealing with the perception of people's have with you, or more personal struggles? What's kind of the general theme that we can kind of look forward to?
Well, going back to what I said before, a lot of it, Emmure's stuff is very schizophrenic. So like it's there's a lot of ideas happening at the same time, but it all kind of cohesively exists within the same realm or whatever. So the title of the album, Look at Yourself, happened after we wrote the music. So I was writing the songs, and as the songs come together and there starts to become sort of this theme, is when I go, okay, what's the best way to describe this entire record? And then I take that title from a personal space for me, but also a way to reflect it into the music. So when you hear those songs and you see that the content is about, very introspective, like you're saying, and then there's also times where I'm talking about other people. So the saying "look at yourself" kind of goes both ways. So you can take it either way you want. Okay. And I guess a theme is kind of been like the same theme every record a little bit. It's been kind of like a chapter of my life, so to speak. So this is another chapter of my life you get to have. I don't know how else to put it, honestly.
Yeah, continuing that growth and progression. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Coming of age story.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay. So, in kind of getting ready for this talk, I was looking into some stuff, and you kind of mentioned how you've almost, I don't want to say taken that like step of maturity or whatever, but you kind of been very reflective, it seems. So kind of compare and contrast where you are now as a person, going back to when this band started. I think it's been over a decade now. If you could kind of, what's different about you in particular going back to that time to now?
I just entered my 30s, and well, that has no bearing on who I am as a person or anything. Sure. But I'm just saying that my 20s specifically were insane. Were very confusing, and I made every kind of mistake you can make, which is good because I'm glad I made those mistakes because I've learned so much. And now with the knowledge I have, I look forward and I take the opportunities I see and I make the best of them. And that's really all I can say. I haven't. I have nothing to. There's no crutch for me to be like, well, I used to be like this, now I'm like this. It's just like, yo, I know I did a lot of fucked up shit. I'm not a perfect person. I'm still growing and learning, and that's just my life, and that's really it.
Okay. One thing that's kind of followed you, whether intentional or not, has been controversy, all the big headlines, all that stuff. Is that something that, like you said, you've made mistakes, whatever, but is that just kind of a microcosm of you just being a person and the media doing what it does, or is it something that you kind of know what buttons to push? And
No, honestly, there were times where I said or did things that I thought that why would anyone care about what I'm saying or doing? Because I'm just a dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
what the fuck do you care? But then obviously it's like metal sucks or metal injection. Sorry for the plug, guys, but those guys will take something I said and pancake flip that shit into something amazing. People click on that shit. Whatever. What can I do? I didn't expect to be a figure, but now that I am, I pay more attention to shit like that.
Exactly what I was going to ask now. Is it something that, after you've been doing this for a decade or however long it's been, is it something you're aware of now, where when you're saying something like an interview setting like this, you maybe think about it more than you would have in the past?
Yeah, I just whatever. I'm not 25 anymore. When I was 25, I used to just be a reckless dude. So I don't know what else to say. I got that out of my system.
Okay, cool. I respect it. So looking forward, we're at the beginning of 2017 here, really, for you guys collectively as a band. What can we expect for 2017 and onward? What's really on the agenda? I know we're touring in support of the record, but What else?
Fries.
McDonald's French fries. A lot of McDonald's French fries.
A lot.
Super
We talked
size
about
them.
that.
Yeah, we talked about this before we got going. Medium's good. Yeah, and you can always get another one if you need to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what can you expect? Well, everything. What can you not expect? Like there's no telling. There's no lines. There's no barriers or anything. It's like we're just gonna do whatever. Like as long as the vibe is right, then that's what we're gonna do. As long as it feels good.
What can we kind of expect from like a live show setting? As far as combining old songs with new songs, are you gonna mostly be focusing on the new record? Can we still expect a lot of the older bangers to make it into the set list and kind of give us an idea of what that's like?
Like we'll definitely try to gel as much of it together as we can. We are trying to put a lot of songs like back to back in the set, so it's like not a whole lot of downtime really.
Got to mash them in there. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up for me, man. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to us, man.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see you guys rock tonight. Can't wait for everyone else to hear the record. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to
I've heard
make
it.
one
I'm
closing
feeling it.
statement, if you don't
make it.
mind.
You do your thing.
I hate talking about myself. Go listen to the fucking music. That's it.
Perfect. I respect that. So don't listen to him talk. Just listen to the
Thank you.
music.
Thank you.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
All right, seriously, guys, I really appreciate it. Emmure's in the house. We're in Cleveland. I'm APTV correspondent Stevie James. Get the record. See you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks again. Thanks. Awesome, I like to talk about Frankie, and I'm gonna sit here and just talk about him all day.
Yeah, we'll cut to your own little.